Your life experience, good or bad, is a gift when you share it with others. At Taxi Chronicles, we allow real riders with real stories to share their gift. So hopefully this episode will intrigue, enhance or inspire you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we are honoured to have Abigail in the house. Yep. And she's works in the domestic abuse centre, and she's going to explain to us the ins and outs of the job, why she does it and what motivates her. So nice to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
So tell us, how long have you worked in the industry and what made you want to get a job there?
Well, I've only worked in this particular charity for about 2.5 years. The charity focuses on perpetrators of domestic abuse and sort of potential ways that they can be challenged in their behaviour to stop their harm towards their partners and children. Kind of working with the root of the problem instead of just focusing on the victim as the issue. So yeah.
What are the common trends that you find from the perpetrators?
I mean, I don't work with the perpetrators myself, but my staff members do, and one of the things which I think has emerged most to me is the kind of common theme that all perpetrators seem to have in common is fear of a loss of control over their partner or a situation, and fear about expressing that fear of a loss of control. So it's quite a kind of simple need.
So I can understand it because as a man you don't want to expose any weakness to your woman.
Yeah.
But at the same time you don't want to leave.
Yeah. And
in that respect.
Yeah, and the control that you might seek to have might in a way be something really minor, such as, she wants to go out with her friends or get a job by herself, but you see that as a threat because of something that you feel about your own, I guess, character or sense of masculinity. But I think that in a similar way, I think men maybe, because of how they're socialized, find it quite hard to express their vulnerability and to talk about some of those issues, why they might feel they need to abuse someone, and being able to talk about that may help someone.
Are these people, are they mainly working class? Is it
all backgrounds? All backgrounds.
Okay.
And I mean, you'll probably have met people in high-powered jobs who seem like they've got it all together, but there may be a very deep-seated control issue going on that you don't see. So it's not confined to ethnicity or class or wealth. But I got interested in that work because I come from a household where there was quite a lot of domestic abuse. So it felt not really threatening to work in that environment, and I don't actually get very upset working in that environment, which probably speaks a bit to... Yeah, a little bit, but also it makes me feel like I'm doing something useful, that it's a very widespread issue. And I think people probably, if you haven't grown up in that environment, you don't realise how widespread it is. Yeah.
I hear you. It's like you're battle hardened.
Maybe.
It is. You become numb.
Yeah.
You become numb to certain things. As an ex-military personnel,
Yeah.
I can become numb to death.
Yeah.
In certain respects. The only thing that gets me is children.
Yeah.
You spoke about children.
Yeah.
Do children get hurt as well? Because
I mean,
I'm surprised
yeah.
at that. I don't know.
I mean, I think even if they're not hurt themselves physically, growing up in a household where your mum or your dad is being abused impacts children hugely. Their sense of, safety and stability, and their ability to, if you're a boy growing up in a household where your dad beats your mum, you're much more likely to treat women in a similar way. And similarly, if you're a kid who's if you go into a new relationship and you see someone controlling you, you might be so used to it, having seen your parents behaving like that, that you think it's just normal. So, but yeah.
If you could change anything, what would you change about the law and society?
I would make it so that the government ring fences a lot more money to put into domestic abuse services. There are lots of small charities out there doing good work, but it takes a lot of money to provide somewhere to stay for a victim or a perpetrator course for a perpetrator. So I think if the government took the issue more seriously, in the long term it would probably save money.
Do you think at school we could be taught, when I say we as a collective, as people, not necessarily more about the violence, but more about how to deal with, how do I say, like understanding that you're going to have downfalls in life, and it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you see what I mean? Because everything else sounds like you're dealing with the after effect rather than prior.
Yeah, I mean, I think in some schools they are, teaching young children about consent, not necessarily sexual consent, but other people's rights, and you need to respect other people. And I think teaching young boys to treat young women well probably would have a big impact in their adult life. But I do think that things are changing in education slowly. So and people talk about these things more than they used to, so that's good.
Okay, that's interesting. There's a last question that I always ask.
Yeah.
And you've kind of answered it, but I will ask it anyway. What's the impact you want to have on the world?
I mean, I imagine my impact will not be very grand in the large scheme of things, but I suppose to be a reasonable, good person who does interesting, good things and to help people.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for that.
Thank you so much.
And I wish you well.
Thank you very much.
We hope you liked that Taxi Chronicles interview. Don't forget to share and subscribe to get the latest episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economies and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. Listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. British Standard Time.